Türkiye'de işkence her zaman bir devlet politikası olarak oldu. Muhaliflere karşı özel olarak kullanıldı. Siyasi muhaliflere karşı ama adli nedenlerle gözaltına alınan insanlara da çok yoğun olarak uygulandı. O nedenle biz sadece işkence söz konusu olduğunda sadece işkenceyi gerçekleştiren, işkenceyi fiilen yapan polis, asker, korucu, neyse sadece onlar değil suçlu olanlar. Onlar hakkında soruşturma, dava açmayan savcılar, dava açılsa bile beraat kararı veren hakimler, işkenceyi belgelemeyen adli tıp hekimleri, hepsi bu sistematiğin parçaları durumundalar. Cumhuriyet tarihi boyunca işkence her zaman varlığını sürdürdü. Tabii ki belli süreçlerde çok yoğun olarak uygulandı ki bu siyasi hareketlerin, muhalif hareketlerin güçlendiği dönemlerde özellikle de Kürt hareketinin yani Kürdistan'da Kürt hareketinin güçlenmesiyle birlikte çok yoğun olarak siyasi muhaliflere uygulanmaya başlandı. 1980 askeri darbesi döneminde çok yoğun uygulandı. 90'larda çok yoğun uygulandı. Hatta işkencede öldürülen insanlar kaybedildiler. Bir daha kendilerinden hiç haber alınamadı. İşkence söz konusu olduğunda işkencenin belgelenmesi çok önemli bir sorun teşkil ediyor. Türkiye'de yasal bir zorunluluk olmadığı halde işkencenin belgelenmesinde sadece adli tıp raporları delil olarak kabul ediliyor. Adli tıp bir resmi bilirkişilik kurumu. Tamamen siyasi iradeye bağlı ve devlet memuru olan hekimlerden oluşuyor. Gerek işkencenin belgelenmesinde, gerekse de işkenceyle ölümlerde adli tıp raporlarının, otopsi raporlarının hazırlanmasında sadece adli tıp yetkili. Bu bizim en büyük sorunumuz. Çünkü adli tıp bu tür durumlarda siyasi irade nasıl rapor isterse öyle rapor veriyor. Bu hasta mahpuslar, cezaevindeki hasta tutuklu ve hükümlüler için de geçerli. Biz bu konuda her zaman itirazlarımızı dile getiriyoruz. Adli tıp çok önemli bir sorun işkencenin belgelenmesinde. Oysa Avrupa İnsan Hakları Mahkemesi'nin Mardin'de gözaltında tecavüze maruz kalan Şükran Aydın davasında verdiği önemli bir karar var. Avrupa İnsan Hakları Mahkemesi Türkiye'yi bağımsız bir hekimden rapor almadığı için ya da bağımsız bir rehabilitasyon merkezinden, işkence merkezinden rapor almadığı için mahkum etti. Biz bunları sürekli mahkemelerde ve savcılıklarda dile getirmemize rağmen hala adli tıp raporları önümüzde bir engel olarak varlığını devam ettiriyor. Maalesef böylesine bir suç coğrafyasında konuşmanın yasak olduğu, siyasi fikirlerin engellendiği bir coğrafyada işkence insanları susturma yöntemi olarak ve bir devlet politikası olarak varlığını devam ettiriyor.
That's a general question. When you hear cases of torture or ill treatment in prisons, do you have the possibility to go and see people who are detained and talk to them and raise these issues before the authorities, before prosecutors and judges? Do you have the possibility to ask for an independent medical examination and bring your own doctor or independent doctor from outside the prison? So could you please elaborate whether there are these possibilities or this is impossible?
Evet,
Hello, first of all. So I've been working within the human rights situation as a lawyer these past 30 years. At the same time, I'm a co-president of the Human Rights Foundation. So for these past 30 years, I've been working together with people who've been tortured. I've been working face-to-face with them, and I'll continue working this way. It's wrong to talk only about what's happening presently, because torture has always been a state policy in Turkey. And unfortunately, we have never had an independent judiciary. But this last period that we've been living through, we've seen that the judiciary has become more and more dependent than ever. We as lawyers, when our clients are tortured, sometimes we're able to see our client when they're under custody. But sometimes, of course, this is stopped. Sometimes they don't allow us to see our clients, but generally we can. The problem in Turkey is that if torture, when it's being documented, as I said, there's a huge problem. There's no legal obligation. In legally, it's not only the forensic department that has the right to make reports in the case of report. Actually, the judges and prosecutors they can also ask for other things, but unfortunately, they only accept the forensic department's reports. But as I said, the forensic department is fully linked to the government. And so there are no objective reports that are made by this department. So independent reports, medical reports, should be accepted by the judge and prosecutors, but they're not. And despite the European Court of Human Rights decision on this matter, these independent reports are still not accepted by the Turkish judiciary. And this doesn't only concern torture, it also concerns inmates who are ill. There are many inmates who are nearly dead, who are dying of certain sicknesses. And despite this, the forensic department gives reports that this inmate can continue to stay in jail. And so because of these forensic department's reports, these inmates remain in jail. They're not liberated. So, yes, legally in Turkey, torture is prohibited, and Turkey has signed many international covenants against torture. But unfortunately, tortures continue to be used as an instrument. When it comes to the independence of the judiciary, ever since the Republic was first created, we've all known, we've always told that that judiciary is not independent. But especially since the AKP has come to power, we as lawyers have been totally thrown outside the confines of judiciary. We can't even enter judges' or prosecutors' offices, especially when it comes to political situations. We're not allowed to meet with judges or prosecutors. So the judiciary is on has three legs: lawyers, judges, and prosecutors. And we are the defenders, but we are kept outside of this system. And so this is one of our greatest problems.
We have time for two small questions. Justice Westerhuizen and Judge Manuel Verny.
Tamam.
If you still
Yes, I do.
We have read reports and heard evidence of people being tortured who have nothing to do, according to them, at all with any political activities, sometimes based on the schools that their children went to, etc. You are a lawyer. Are you and other lawyers, and if I am correct, you are actually speaking now from Turkey. Are you and other lawyers safe? Sorry?
Yes, I am in Turkey right now.
So are you and other lawyers safe? Why have you been I see you have been the subject of lots of legal attacks, but to what extent are you safe compared to people who have much less to do with the whole issue than you as lawyers?
Yes, as I said, I've been working for human rights these past 30 years. I was attacked twice in 94 and 2000. And I was arrested once. And right now, yes, we're under great pressure. And one of the newspapers which is under the greatest pressure, Özgür Gündem, which writes a lot about the Kyrgyz situation, I try to support them. I try to support this newspaper. And just to support them, they included my name as the general editor. And because of this, I was sentenced to 29 years. And my trial is ongoing right now. There are many other trials against me that are ongoing. I expect to be sent to prison any day now, and many other lawyers are in my situation. So only because of our thoughts, we are accepted as being members of an armed group, of a terrorist group. This is just absurd. I've been working as a human rights lawyer for these past 30 years, and this is the first time that I've been sentenced as as an armed terrorist, I've never even held a gun in my hand. I've always been on the side of peaceful solutions. But today, I've been labeled as a member of an armed group. Really, the judicial system is in tatters in Turkey. I hope that we'll see the end of these days. But despite this, I will remain in Turkey. There are many people in my situation. There are many people in jail. For example, many politicians from the HDP are friends of mine, and it's only because of their thoughts that they're in jail. Again, many defenders of human rights. There's Osman Kavala. As you said, there are many members from the Jemaat, from the Gülenist congregation. And in many trials, human rights are not stuck to, and people are jailed because they're claimed to be members of an armed group or a terrorist group, but will continue to struggle against these practices.
Judge Maliverti?
Yes. My question is similar to the one which is asked by my colleague, but more focused on the position of a lawyer or an advocate during the trial. I explain myself. To what extent are the advocates or the lawyers free to ask any question to the judges or to the prosecutors, or are they also under pressure or under a threat to be prosecuted if they pose some questions, if they ask some questions?
Yes, of course, during trials, we are able to discuss with judges and prosecutors, but we are also sometimes ill-treated. But this also depends on your style as a lawyer. Lawyers such as myself are we never put ourselves in a situation where we can be threatened by a judge or a prosecutor. We ask the questions we have to ask. We are very clear. And so we have to be careful about our style. And this is how it was in the 90s as well. And lawyers have always been in these problems. So, yes, but of course we have always been under certain pressure. And lawyers have always been in these problems. So, yes, but of course we have always been under certain pressure.
Thank you very much. Justice Pache, would you like to put a question now?
This problem.
Judge Pache, would you like to put a question?
Çeviri gelmiyor bana.
He doesn't hear me.
Justice Pache, would you like to put a question now?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your very
Judge Pache, would you
cogent.
like to put a question?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Can you hear me?
Gelmiyor bana. He doesn't hear me.
Yes, yes.
Aa evet duyuyorum.
Pache, would you like to put a question?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your very
Judge Pache, would you like
cogent.
to put a question?
Yes, please. Yes, please. My question is the following.
Gelmiyor bana. He doesn't.
Yes, I want to. Hello?
Let's do it,
Bana
yes?
çeviri gelmiyor.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I hear.
Okay. My question is, in your long experience in such cases, Madame Keskin, have you ever come across cases in which the judgment or a judgment was reversed on appeal and or the person released?
Çeviri gelmiyor.
Can you hear me?
Çeviri bana gelmiyor.
We have no translation now.
Did you get my question, Madam President?
I get your question, but I don't think Mrs.
Anlayamadım. Bir daha söyler
Keskin
misiniz?
got it. think there
Evet,
is
şu
some
an
trouble.
gelmedi bana soru.
The interpreter didn't get the question.
Okay, the question was to Madam Keskin whether in her long career handling such cases, has she come across cases which were where the conviction was reversed on appeal and or thirdly, where the convicted person was
Duyuyorum,
released
evet.
either on bail or in any other procedural manner.
Thank you. You have the floor.
Şöyle söyleyeyim, adli davalarla siyasi davaları
Yes, we have to separate political trials from administrative trials, of course, from penal trials. Of course, after penal trials, appeals can change the situation. The decision can be changed. But when it comes to political cases, the decision given by the local court is generally maintained. But of course, it sometimes happens that after appeal, the local court's decision is changed. But this is a bit rare. It's more in the minority.